Yo, good evening everybody, how you all doing? Well, good afternoon. It's Sunday, we're playing catch up here. I did say I would do some commentary for the touring cars. We'll see how everything goes. We are here at OULTON Park, and this is, I do believe, sponsored by Revive, setting the standards in... Oh gosh, excuse me, give me a second. And you swallow again. It's not good, is it? I do apologise to Revive for that. Revive is the sponsor of the touring car event, setting new standards in mobile car care. Be sure to go check them out. Make sure you do. So yeah, we are here. We did the touring cars on Tuesday. I am literally playing catch up. We've got the GTs as well to do as well at some point. But tonight we've got. I have done a little road test around the circuit you're gonna watch tonight, and God help us, are we in for a treat? Oh, we in for a treat in the GR86s later on. Carnage Trois is all I'm going to say about that. Carnage Trois. But we're here at OULTON Park in a replay already up on and on the grid of the boys. And Baz back again. Baz Cutting took pole position from Neil Rocks. Stuart Breeley in third. Gary Linton in fourth. Adrian Hadfield in fifth. The broadcaster, that is me, myself and I, is in sixth. John Johnson and Dave Clark in eighth place. As you do, there they all are, ready to go. We're waiting on Baz to join the grid, and we will surely get this one underway very soon. Let me know what the sound's like. Make sure we're all good. Hope you're all well. It was a very entertaining race nonetheless. We had a good few battles here. I know there's only 8 on the track for this Tuesday event, but it was action packed nonetheless. There you go. Baz has joined post position there in the alley. The Revive logo on the side of it as well. Absolutely looks banging. The revs are up. We are poised to go, and we are away. Heading into turn 1, and there is that Revive machine of Stuart Breeley already having a look on the back of that Wicks machine of Neil Rocks. Neil Rocks having a look down the inside of Baz Cutting already, side by side, heading down into the kink turn 2, all on the brakes for turn 3. Straight around the outside goes the Wicks machine of Neil Rocks, sending it like a good one, and we have already got somebody off circuit down the back as well. Did we not see that? No, we didn't. Dave Clark is gone alright. This is the BWT machine of the broadcaster there, as you do, and just behind is Gary Linton on the back of Mr. Johnson in the TRG machine. He has got leagues coming up. Hellfire and the broadcaster, technical excursion, got to come on track as safe as you like, and does, and drops behind Gary Linton, and I think that's where we stayed for a majority of the race. It was pretty nose to tail, gotta be said. But it's Neil Rocks leading the way, but not by much, just ahead of Baz Cutting by 6/1000ths of a second. I did watch the Grand Prix today. It was had to feel for Perez, gotta be said, had to feel for Perez. Pretty shocking. OULTON Park as well always throws up a few little excursions. I've got to say, Adrian Hadfield, I do love that Laguna livery on the Civic, that the Honda that you have done there, very Laguna-esque. Looks pretty decent, got to be said. Don Johnston up 2 positions into 5th place, just behind Gary Linton, who's dropped 2 spots. That car was as wide as you could make it. That car, it was pretty savage to get round. It's the widest car I know. The widest car I know, and we are now 1.1 off the back of that bit in the BWT machine, but still Neil Rocks up 1 position. Did Baz Cutting around the outside, and is got a comfortable little lead, as we do say so ourselves. This is run every Tuesday night, as you can see, plenty of room on the grid for everybody to get involved. Indeed. I do believe it is reverse grid as well. Or is that Stuart Breeley going a little sideways and off into the, nearly off into the killer? That's a good save. A good save indeed. And you don't love a freebie. We all love a freebie. And he's just going to see the fairies on his turning circle of a bus of that Civic. and has got the turning circle of a bus. Didn't go quite well for Mr. Breeler, but everybody moves up a position. John Johnston up now 3 positions and on the back of Adrian Hadfield, heading through the chicane. I did clip that once or twice myself. Would be damage is on in this league as well, so I do believe just adds to the, keeps it interesting, keeps it on your toes with damage on, and the racing just seems like a little bit more intense and a little bit more better, because you know if you go side by side, you've got just the driver side here, and you've got to hope and pray that they don't take another excursion like Gary Linton did there and clip the wall like a trooper. So yeah, concentration levels are up at 110%. Gary Linton recovers from his excursion. And one of the hardest parts of the circuit is that final corner. So hard to get right, so easy to get wrong as well. Neil, 1.7 to the good in the Wicks machine. Baz in the edit. He put it on pole, but dropped one, ran the outside. It's a fantastic move by Neil Locks into turn 3. Straight around the outside. Like we said, it was a brilliant move. And the Laguna has got 1.5 to the back of John Johnston, who is coming under fire now from Mr. Gary Linton. There you go, that's his view. Heading down into Shell Oil corner. Do love this corner. You can get great exit speed off there. Just wait for the nose to pull in. As soon as that nose tucks into the apex, you can bury the throttle and it will stick. It will hold. And there you go, already. Got the run, got the slip down the inside. And tight on the apex. Wall very close to that tyre wall as you like. Won't want it any closer than that, and then it is the broadcaster's turn, having a look at the back of John Johnston as well. Ooh. Was pretty good racing, to be fair. The banter in the chat is always electric as well. Really good. Took me a while to get used to this car. I did feel pretty light. Little front wheel drive. I think most of all these cars are front wheel drive. That's Gary Linton going off circuit again. Same piece of track. And John Johnston and the broadcaster will take a fever, but Gary Linton having a look up the inside into the final corner as well. A little love tap there. John Johnston runs wide, and we will both take a freebie, and we will reap the benefits of the misery of others as John Johnston still up 1 position, then down into 7th place. Broadcaster moves up 1 in his fight with Mr. Linton. Did enjoy this battle. It was pretty phenomenal, gotta be said. Gotta be said, it was pretty good indeed. Certain parts of the track, Gary Linton was faster than me. And as they say, other parts of the circuit. When I got this car dialed in, it was pretty much a force to be reckoned with, to be honest. I did enjoy it. Linton runs wide again. We'll see Mr. Linton later on in the GR86E. Pretty phenomenal. Pretty phenomenal. Let's go see how the front runners get on. We're some 11 seconds off the back of these as well. He has pulled away by 3.3 seconds from the pole sitter of Bas Cutting. So it is the Honda Civic versus the Adit, and the Civic winning out here just at the moment. As you can see, the numbers on the side, the 142, the 144. These are pro drivers in the 86s, and the single digits or the double digits, they are the AM drivers. That's how we differentiate the drivers from classes and all that jazz, as you do. And Adrian Hadfield in the Laguna machine. He is an AM driver in the GR86s, but he's not driving like one today. He's up and in the final podium position as well, as Gary Linton is under fire from me, myself, and I. Do try and I am a follower, I'm not a leader. I will follow for a while, and I don't mind following, but 8 leading the pack, I'm not that brave. We learn off the drivers in front of me. These boys are seasoned veterans on iRacing. They know all the ins and outs, they know track limits and all that jazz. So following them, putting on a cheeky little move here, not quite going to get it done. He pulls away just a tad as well. Runs wide as well. There's Mr. Linton again. That Honda not playing nice, as we'll check the family saloon straight down the inside. Hard on the brakes, little bit of a slide there in that Civic. BWT machine got to move. We're running out wide just as well, but Linton is in the slipstream as well. Mike Tracker's down into the chicane. Put on a nice little move indeed. If it's close enough. I think there was a few earlier. I felt sorry for Russell today in the Formula 1. God, he said here and a little look. There is Mr. Linton on the broadcaster. Not going to get that move done. Them rear brakes lighting up. He'll be at some temperature, them brakes. Running a lot of rear brake biases, Mr. Linton in the Honda. Mr. Johnson is for further 2.4 off the back of Gary Linton, and Stuart Brealey is 4.3 off the back of Mr. Johnston after that little sideways action. They've got it all to do. 8 minutes into this 20-minute race. Still time to recover in that Civic in the revived machine. Definitely one to watch out for in a reverse grid race. But 5.3 to the good is this whisk machine, the Honda Civic of Neil Rocks, pulling away quite comfortably. It's got to be said from Baz Cutting in the TRG at it. Yeah. John Johnston has passed 8 to P5. Read that? I'm not quite sure that is true. According to the timing being, I am still 5th. One may never know. John Johnston, where are you, Pop? There you are. He is 9/1000ths of a second behind me. And Mr. Linton has pulled away and up the road. We had a little excursion. The broadcaster went off track. We joined the track as well. That car was pretty rapid, to be fair. That car was pretty rapid, and he is now 2.4 to the good after the excursion of the BWT driver. John Johnson in the TRG is only 1.4 back. But really now 2. Wow, it was 4.5 seconds behind. He's now 2 seconds, made that 1.9 seconds heading into the chicane. The title Stuart Brealey has got to turn the pace when he needs it. With some 24.7 seconds off the lead though, but he's got a few positions there if he needs them. Do like to give everybody a bit of TV time as you do. And this is the highest mover at the minute. It is only one man has gained more positions than any of us, and it is Adrian Anfield in the green machine, up 2 positions. Stuart Brealey down 4, and is currently running in 7th place. It's the timing on here as well, the racing energy and the talking, more rear brake bias on that Laguna livery machine as well. Yeah, the race just fly by, absolutely fly by. And the GT4s as well, we've got them to do. We will get them done at some point. Like I said, I've got a lot of catching up to do. I've just set up all the stream for tonight as well, so make sure we're all running good. I am running every app I would normally run. See if we incur any lag, but hopefully not. We did have a bit of lag before when I streamed the first 2 races of the GR86s, which didn't make me look pretty good, but you know, Jamie didn't like it. As the revive machine goes a little deep into the carousel in his pursuit of John Johnston, we brought that gap down to 1.4. As Neil getting on up front, that gap is 6.2 seconds to Baz Cutting, and Adrian Anfield is 11.2 off the back of him as well in this Laguna. I'd say it's got to be the best livery so far, that one in the Touring Car League. It's pretty good, damn good. Gary Linton has got the broadcaster behind him, and that gap is literally 5/1000ths of a second as John Johnston comes under pressure from the revive machine of Stuart Brealey. So a little gang of cars just forming up, although they're battling, the gaps are coming down. They're all putting in personal bests as well, which is good to see. Brealey is currently sitting on the fastest lap this time around. Let's have a look at it. It is Neil Rocks on a 140.13, and then the fastest lap after that is Baz Cutting on a 140.76. Everyone else is in the 142s or 141s. Not too bad at all. Pace all around the field. Oh dear, a bat. Let's go and see it from Mr. Brealey's POV in his pursuit of Mr. Johnson. Got a good run, took a tighter line as well. You can see them two up front. That's broadcaster and Linton having a look at each other. It's not going to faint hearted around the outside of that corner, but we'll hang on. Just pulls out of that. There's Mr. Breeley. But these two, Broadcaster and Linton, were swapping nose and tail all the time in this race. In his pursuit to chase down Adrian Hadfield, I think we kept him on his toes just a bit. He was able to drive away from us, shall we say. But like I say, I'm a follower, not a leader in our pursuit to gain spots. But it is what it is. He went defensive there as well, did Mr. Linton. We'll try and just hang on his rear door if we can. Do the third part of OULTON Park. It was very entertaining indeed. That gap has grown to 7.4. He's comfortable. Okay, he'll be drinking tea soon if he gets any more further in front. A 140.1. Back down the road. 141.1 for Bass Cutting as well. Adrian Hadfield is on a 142. Dead. Bass Cutting, a little excursion. You said he went on track. That'd probably be a run wide out to turn 1. Easily done in turn 1. The car just wants to naturally drift out to the left hand side of the circuit, but yeah. Tell you what, we'll be drifting out tonight is the undulation of the circuit that you're going to see in the GR86s tonight. Wow, it's blind. Some of the corners that they're going to go around tonight are blind, and if we have as many that turned up last week for Donington, 27, 29 drivers. Jesus Christ, it's going to be entertaining. And I dare say we may have 1 or 2 stewards, of course, but wow, it's going to be phenomenal. Mr. JT is having a little excursion of his own as if he turns into the Shell Oil corner. Now is Stuart Breeley is 2.6 off the back of Broadcaster and got that move done over John Johnston. Now back up 1 position as the Broadcaster. He's still all over the back door of Gary Linton. It's nice to be mixing it up, but he seems to always get a good run out of there as well. There's Gary Linton in a tighter line as well through the chicane. He was literally this close all race, no contact. How we didn't make contact was beyond me. It was phenomenal racing, really was phenomenal. A little bit curved there, a little bit more curved. Does unsettle the car's front end, taking too much of them curves, but it was fun. The brakes a little bit later, get the nose turned in. Too deep though. Try and get on the back door of him again if we can hold that position. Tell you what, that car was so wide, it was unbelievable. Putting his car in all the right places. A phenomenal night's racing. Phenomenal. That's what racing is all about. What racing is all about. A 1:39.68 by this guy here. He's just lapping for fun, is he not? Lapping for fun. I don't know if you get a point for fastest lap or out like that. I don't know if we do, if you do, but one may never know. One may never know. He certainly took the fastest lap by far. A 1:39.68 and a 1:40.27 in his pursuit of Neil Rocks, who was up and off down the road. The Laguna Livid Machine of Adrian Hadfield is on a 1:41.97. Fastest at the moment is a 1:41.66. Very good indeed in the rounding out there. Final podium position. I think in the chat, Adrian Hadfield thought Gary Linton would have been closer to him than we actually was, but in his defensive driving, he was unable to push on and prod on. Stuart Breeley has dropped a nugget down 4. John Johnston got the move done, signed, sealed, delivered, got a gap of 1 second over Stuart Breeley in the TRG machine. As we look at the trees. Cameraman did a fantastic job. Brilliant. I think Stuart Breeley had a little excursion, it says here on the Amiri. A little excursion indeed. Adrian Hadfield has got a gap from Gary Linton, 4.9 and at 3.7. Now as we go look on the inside of Gary Linton, down through the kink, we will be on the outside for the return and see if we can get the old switcheroo. The old up and under is what we're looking for. Oh, that was a nose cut. That's how close it was. That was a savage nose cut. We're going to try and brave it around the outside. Not for keep dipped up. Yep. No, we ran it wide just a little bit too much. But we kept it. We kept it. Phenomenal. I actually thought I was going at that point. When I caught the grass, I thought, oh no, I'm going. I'm going to go off into the land of fairies. On my car, if it made contact with them tyre barriers, we would be brown bread. We wouldn't be racing any longer. Adrian Hadfield has says he had a little excursion as well. Not towards. Not towards. And now is Neil Rock's getting on. Dare we ask? 18:25 on the clock. Not long left in this race. A 1:39.62 again. He's coasting. Loving life and coasting in that Wicks machine. Team Wicks will be very impressed with his driving. He has got the reverse grid, so he will start in 8th position from race 2. 7th for last cutting. Adrian Hadfield. Pretty lonesome at the moment. 142. The guys behind her pulling in 141s and 142s to self. The gap is coming down. It is 2.3 now from Gary Linton, who has only got 8 tenths, if that 8 1/5 second. So is pushing on and closing. 19:14 on the clock. Where is Mr. Wicks? There he is. He is off. We call him John Wicks. Ah, he's that good. So see JT has been passed by Stuart Breelett, who is now up into 6th position. Got a bit of a gap now as back down 3.7 to the back of broadcaster. Not sure if this will be the last lap. One will only know. Some really good liveries on those cars. Could have muted that, shouldn't I? Amateur hour. We will mute that right now for race 2. Race 2. How y'all doing anyway? Hope you had a good Sunday. I was meant to go football training today, but there was no training. Well, we crossed the line. And there he is. Takes the first victory of the evening. Neil Rocks did Baz cutting around the outside into turn 3. Signed, sealed, delivered. It comes home in 2nd place. There's Baz cutting. Not too bad at all. Adrian Hadfield will be the final podium stander on the bronze step. Any podium spot is a podium spot. Will come home in 3rd place. Great result for Adrian Hadfield there. Checkered flag has gone. We know. He comes on in 3rd place. Gary Linton. Ooh, on the broadcaster. That was as tight as I like. Gary Linton holding on to 4th place. Broadcaster coming home in 5th. Stuart Breelett comes home in 5th. John Johnston then comes over the line in 7th place. Ooh, that was good. That was pretty good. Let's bring up the results. There you go. Neil Rocks. What a dominant performance. That was phenomenal. Takes a race victory here. And then it was Baz cutting in 2nd place. Adrian Hadfield in 3rd. Gary Linton 4th. Broadcaster in 5th. Stuart Breelett in 6th. John Johnston in 7th. Dave Clark. Neil Poir was 8th. Wow, that was good. Good. We've got the reverse grid. But you don't want to see me sorting this out as it's replay. I've got to fast forward it as you do. So we'll give you a bit of the advo. There you go. There you go. Do have to fast forward the warm up into the feature. Forward it just a little bit. Oh. We are good to go right there. Boom. Let's turn that off there. Have we got the grid? Not for that one. We want this one. We want the feature grid. Okay. Here's what it is. So it is reverse grid. Mr. JT will start on pole position. got the BW team machine as a broadcaster. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Be interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Can Mr. Rocks from there do anything about the boys up the front? We shall only know soon enough as we are away. Flags are driven. Stuart Brealey got a great start already side by side with John Johnston and got the lead into turn one. Late on the brakes, JT trying to drive him up the inside. Stuart Brealey not giving that already. Wow, we've just seen him already. Started 8th already up to 3rd place. That is phenomenal. And that is, who's that? Adrian Hadfield running wide in the Laguna machine. Last cutting is down still in 6th in the ID. Gary Linton is down in 7th place. But Stuart Brealey leading the way from John Johnston in 2nd place. Can't believe this guy here. Ran away with race 1. Dan at the back of the grid in 8th place, already up into 3rd place and already having a look at the side of John Johnston as well. The Wicks driver must be buzzing, must be absolutely buzzing from race 1. Already got the move done around the outside into the chicane. There's Neil. Now he is going to be hunting the revive machine of Stuart Brealey. Civic versus Civic. Revive versus Wisp. John Johnston is coming under pressure from the BW team machine of the broadcaster, and Adrian Hadfield is not too far behind. Baz Cutting has not really made a move. He's just gained 1 position on Gary Linton, who is down the back in 7th place. Neil Rocks already pushing on the back of that revive machine. It won't be long. The broadcaster having a look at John Johnston, Nick, not quite going to get that move done, and running wide as well as the BW team machine. Not quite want to do that there. Really don't want to run wide out the final corner. There's only one place he will go, and that is in Die Bosch. And we did see Baz Cutting having a look at the inside the final corner, but not quite getting that move done either. Neil Rocks is still behind the back of the revive machine. Civic versus Civic. Can't believe he gained all them spots already. Pretty blunt interior, but here's what it is. Makes the car lighter. Push on. Heading into Shell Oil corner. Got that nose tucked in nice early on the front. Just clipping the curb on the exit there. Wouldn't have done him too many favours, but maintained his foot firmly on the throttle as we go over crest. The centre of the circuit is the Stuart Brealey, the revive machine. Going to go semi-defensive, shall we say. Don't need to go really defensive. Down early on the brakes, get it nice and tucked in. Grab all the apex, hope for a good corner, feather the throttle on the exit. They're dead easy to pick up a times one if you put that too much, but navigated that spot on. Now you got a good run on the back. We'll be getting a little bit of a tow off Stuart Brealey's Civic. Not quite going to get that one done soon enough. Got a long way to go yet. Only 3 minutes in this race, but he's already got the fastest lap of Neil Rocks with a 1:45.4 and a 1:46.8 for Stuart Brealey as well. This is John Johnston, the broadcaster, going side by side into the final corner. He's laid on the brakes as you like. The McGann machine of Adrian Hadfield is in 5th place. John Johnston up 3, as is the broadcaster up 3 in that. And Baz Cutting, who would have thought it would have dived his way through the field pretty quick, but he looked a lot later on the brakes there, taking all the inside line as well. That's as close as you like. He is on the outside though for the turn 3. Yeah, brave man to get it on around the outside. Did get done on the outside of Neil Rocks in race 1. Try and repay the favour. Come through the kink. A bit of grass there won't do his outside tyres any good at all. Not nowhere to go for Baz Cutting yet. There's Gary Linton. He's down. He's not. He's trying to recover from the pressure he was put under in race 1. He is 4.3 seconds off the back of Baz Cutting, who now is in the bottleneck of broadcaster John Johnston and Adrian Hadfield. He can see third, fourth and fifth right in front of his nose. Gary Linton just entering the chicane. That's going to press in on, wanting to get the move done. Right, yeah. The Vape Guru logo on there with the machine. He's a sponsor of the GT3 League, is the Vape Guru. Pressing on nonetheless. He has got Hondas and Hondas in front of him. Still nowhere to go. Still nowhere to go. Broadcaster still pressing on, but I say an impressive drive from Stuart Breeder. Still holding on. He's in the 141s, matching Neil Rock's time as well. Just 2/1000ths of a second behind is the Whisk driver. That Revive machine hanging on pretty well indeed. They have pulled away, to be fair, 5.1 seconds from the broadcaster, who's currently sitting in third place. Not too bad at all. Good, really impressive driving so far. John Johnson has just passed the broadcaster for third place. John Johnson now up 4 positions into third. Oh, Baz Cutting is making moves. He has just done the broadcaster down the inside through the kink, heading down to Shell Oil corner. At it. Pretty rapid. Got great exit speed as well, did that at it. Gotta be said. Gotta be said. Where's Adrian Hadfield there? He's coming under fire from Gary Linton now. In the black Honda. The widest Honda, I know. The closer you get, the wider it got. Not one for the faint hearted, gotta be said. Knows how to put his car in all the right places, but Stuart Breed is still hanging on. Still hanging on. He's come over the crest. Sector 3 of Oulton Park. Impressive driving. Go big sideways there from the Wicks machine as he's putting Stuart Breed under a bit of pressure now. Stuart Breed, no doubt, will be feeling that pressure as well. There it is. Too deep though. Will he hang on? Will he be in the lead from the end of this straight? I dare say he will. Yeah. Still Wicks putting on. We know he can do 139. It's comfortable doing 139. Great apex here and a great run out of turn 1. Well in the slip. Stuart really putting that car just in the middle of the circuit as you do, heading into turn 3. Big cut of the corner there as well. Wide on the exit of turn 3. Won't do him any favours as Neil Rocks is pressing on. All kinds of pressure. Big dab of the brakes for Stuart Breed. A little bit more squirmish is the Civic. Getting a little bit uncomfortable. Neil Rocks coming in for a late apex. We'll get a better run out of the corner. And there is that better run. Side by side down into the chicane. Wouldn't want to be going too wide into the chicane. And tyres are very unforgiving. One clip, and there you go. All it says is taking first place, but Stuart really not giving it up so easy. At the inside line, got another good exit as well, and he takes first place. Putting on a stellar performance is Stuart Breed. Don Johnson as well, up to third. Now got Baz Cutting for company. Broadcaster down to fifth, but still at 1 position. Adrian Hadfield has got Gary Linton for company. There is the 10 bob note between them both. Nothing to separate those pair. Nothing to separate those pair. And they're all this swapping us again. That is through the final corner. It looks like he's got that move done. Signed, sealed, delivered. Full sends from Neil Rocks along the outside of the final corner. I dare say it will only be a lap or 2 before he starts pulling away from Stuart Breed. There's already a second to the good. Baz Cutting and John Johnson having a little switcher rear here as well. John Johnson hanging on pretty well. John Johnson has got it in the bag if he needs it. He's a quick driver himself. Baz Cutting in the air, putting him under all kinds of pressure. And 1.9 behind is the BWT machine over the broadcaster. John Johnson hanging on really well. Different lines being taken through that somewhat semi-flat left-hander. Different lines taken through the Shell Oil corner as well, to be fair. They did have, like I said, did have a great turn of exit speed through that chicane. keeps your seat very short in this pursuit of John Johnston. That's cool. He got the fastest lap of a 140.81. And all under the back door is Baz Cutting as well. Neil Rock's already pulling away from Stuart Breelett. That gap now up to 1.1. We'll get the bit between his teeth. He'll be wanting a double victory in this opening night of the TCR Touring Cars, brought to you by Tanso, sponsored by Revive. Got to check on that. Sure you do. Still, John Johnston is fending off Baz Cutting. Now there's a just see a fat 139.86 by Neil Rocks. Time to drop the hammer. Gary Linton and Adrian Hadfield. Gary Linton down 3, Adrian Hadfield down 1. Still all to play for. Still quite a way to go. Still got 10 minutes or so, 9.5 minutes to go. Even though there was only 8 drivers on the grid, the racing was phenomenal. What have we said? Did enjoy it very much. Looking forward to next week. I am looking forward to next week. And that's how close they was getting different lines. Going to try and get a late apex. They didn't get an apex there, did Baz Cutting. They got an excellent run nonetheless. Already looking on the outside of John Johnston. As we come over the crest down towards the chicane. Who's going to have the biggest cojones and break the latest? Or will Baz Cutting look for the switcheroo? John Johnston breaking that on. He lit up his rear brake discs. Looks like Baz Cutting got the better run out of that sequence of corners. And already trying to look up the inside, but will be on the outside again for the next sequence of corners. Honda versus Ade. Washburn Dork technique, a little bit of a door rub there as well. I expect a bit of door rubbing in touring cars. I do love a bit of door rubbing, already said. But while these two are scrapping, we are bringing that gap down to 9 thousandths of a second in the BWT machine. I was going to say I did finally get to grips with that car, but as you can tell, not that to grips with it. The steering on that car I felt was, as soon as you go through deep delta, the car just got so light, and then when you hit the undulation, the steering just come back to you. It was mad. It was mad. I don't know if it's realistic enough, but you know, but it was good. It was good nonetheless. That's still pressurising John Johnston. Gary Linton has just dropped off 1.4 off Adrian Hadfield in the green liveried machine. And Neil Rocks is off and up the road now, got 4.6 seconds to Stuart Breelett, who put up a stern defence for the majority of this race. That was pretty phenomenal indeed. Stuart Breelett is currently running in second place, 7 seconds ahead of John Johnston. He's pulled a little gap of a Baz Cutting. So not too bad at all. John Johnston putting on a stellar defensive drive. That's just bringing the broadcaster and Adrian Hadfield into play. Gary Linton is a further 4.7 back. You only assume he's having a little excursion of his own as he decides to straight line the circuit as you do. That will be a big slowdown penalty as well. They said be about 1.4, 1.5 seconds of a slowdown penalty, which is easily done on the final corner. Coming up here now. Just lift and coast, keep dabbing the accelerator down to the final corner. Quickly sure to get rid of the slowdowners on this back straight. Coming down to the final corner. Another fastest lap of 139.73. Gary Linton, has he lost his penalty? There you go. That's his slowdown. That's going to drop him right off the back now of Adrian Hadfield. Already 4-5 seconds. John Johnston has been passed just by Baz Cutting. We did see it just flick over on the telemetry board. Will John Johnston repay the favour? Will he get up close and personal as he takes a tight exit on the third corner? But the Ade was just phenomenal. I've tried driving the Ade myself, but it's not really my cup of tea. I drove the Civic. I don't know, it just felt really, really loose. But the only one I like is this Honda that we are in right now. It is pretty good. Once it's warm, 2 or 3 laps, get the car nice and warm. Work like a treat. Work like a treat, I always said. So yeah, I was happy with it. John Johnston then is just 48 thousandths of a second of his pursuit of Baz Cotton, who's now up into 4th. He has got 8.6 seconds to bring down to Stuart Breelett, who's now in 3rd place. I'm not quite sure how Gary Linton has moved from down the back of the order into 1st place. Not quite sure how that's worked. One may never know. But I'm sure Neil Rock won't be happy about that. That's his up through that did that. It messed up the timing beam. But it is Neil Rock still leading from Stuart Breelett. Puts in another purple lap as well. Yeah, there's the fastest lap of a 1:11.17 from Gary Linton. Yeah, it's a new track record. John Johnston is now 1.2 off the back of Baz Cotton, and the broadcaster is bringing that gap down at 1.9. In pursuit of John Johnston, Adrian Hadfield is 1.3 behind us. He's running pretty well indeed. Be sure to tune in tonight around quarter to 9. We will be live for the GR86s. I want to be up nice and early. Go through, tell you what's coming. We've got some lunchtime lappers. I'm gutted I missed it today. My dog had to be rushed to the vets. Lunchtime lappers is the Clio's on a Sunday, which is pretty phenomenal. Indeed. Yeah. The first race of the Clio's was tonight, as this afternoon. Adrian Hadfield taking a little excursion there. John Johnston now 1.7 off the back, and we have got a little conga going on here. Gary Linton still leading the way on a 1:11. That's brilliant. A 1:11. I don't even think you'd do a 1:11 in an F1 car, would you? But I was actually experimenting with the idea of doing NASCAR trucks on tracks, doing a world tour, like what? Because you know, NASCARs, they do circuits anyway. I'm gonna check out Watkins Glen, you know, do a world tour around Spa, things like that. I think it would just be epically good fun and carnage to watch as well. The Breelett has got 7.3. That's Neil Rock's. What time we got? 17:18 on the clock. And Baz Cotton is 7.2 off the back of Stuart Breelett. John Johnston is further 3 back of Baz. And the broadcaster is 2nd off the back of John Johnston. I've got a good run out of that corner as well. Got to be said. There is Mr. Johnston. There he is. Have a little dip. That can stick front tires scrubbing across the tarmac in our pursuit of Mr. JT, the governor. The man you need to see if you want to get involved in any of these events on a Discord channel on Tanso, Facebook, Tanso Racing Group, and www.tansoracing.com. Multiple platforms of the Tanso Racing Group. They're pressing on all the time, advertising everywhere as you do. Fantastic group of racing, fantastic. We had a handball of new joiners the other day, just popping up out of the woodwork. It's phenomenal, really was phenomenal. So the grids are growing all the time. It's all the events. We've got events Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's events on there every day of the week, and Sunday as well. So, the Sunday beginning the week, the 86ers, who we'll see tonight. Try and get in before quiet. So if anybody wants to talk to me, pre-race chat and all that jazz, you are more than welcome to get our interviews done as well. And who's going to stop the Syntec boys? One of the boys at triple wins so far this season, been phenomenal. Yeah, tell you what would be phenomenal, if we could get past JT for another position, it would be pretty decent. We'll take a tighter line again compared to John Johnson. We'll go side by side through the kink. We will benefit us in the BWT machine as we are on the inside for the kink. Johnson a little later on the brakes there as well, but holding it around the outside. We got that move signed, sealed, and delivered as Mr. Johnson comes nosediving into Shell Oil corner. We shall try and maintain that position if we can. Up into 5th, Johnston down to 6th. Adrian Hadfield is down 2 in his 7th place and 3.6 off the back of John Johnston. Neil Rocks regains his lead, apparently from Gary Linton, who is now in 2nd place. Still up 2. Stuart Breelett in 3rd place is 9.5 off the back of Gary Linton. And I do believe this is the last lap. Checkered flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. And Neil Rocks will take a double victory here at Oulton Park in the Whisker machine. Congratulations to you, my friend. Gary Linton, according to time, does come out in 2nd place. I'm not sure if everybody fell off the track, but comes only 2nd. Stuart Breelett, exceptional racing this evening, comes home in 3rd place and taking the final step as well. Baz Cutting comes home in 4th. I will come home in 5th place. John Johnston not too far behind in 6th, and Adrian Hadfield even closer in 7th place. Neil Point for Dave Clark is what it is. Here are your results. Neil Rocks double victor in the Watkins Racing Machine. Stuart Breelett in 2nd. Baz Cutting, no. That's right. Yeah, that is right. It did correct itself. So yeah, there you go. Neil Rocks, Stuart Breelett, Baz Cutting, broadcaster in 4th. John Johnston in 5th. Adrian Hadfield in 6th. Gary Linton then down the order in 7th place. Dave Clark, Neil Point. Phenomenal. Really good. Enjoyed that. There's still, as you can see, plenty of room and people signing up all the time. You want to get involved in any events. We've got the 86ers, the Formula cars, the new F1 car. We've got the mixed GT3 League. We've got GT4s. We've got it all. It's just too much. Loads of it. Absolutely loads of racing coming up. It was phenomenal. Gotta be said. Really was good stuff. And that was the touring cars brought to you by Tanso, sponsored by the Revive machine. The man, Mr. Stuart Breelett, setting new standards in mobile car care. So be sure to go check out Revive. I would really appreciate it if you did. Phenomenal. Well, I'm going to go and get myself sorted out, cleaned up, as you do. Ready for this evening's entertainment, which I'm really looking forward to after test driving the circuit that the boys are at tonight. It's going to be carnage. And I know there's going to be more than 20, 27, 29 drivers. I'm sure there's about 30 odd drivers. And the circuit isn't even that big. Which is going to make it just as interesting. But anyway, I've been Kevin Randall, DK10 for those that know me. DSC Broadcasting for those that don't. Well, I'll see you tonight, boys and girls. I'm out of here. Peace.